Hey there, and welcome back to Swept Media here at the convergence of AI and Web3. Want to start off by reminding everyone to please like and follow, subscribe on YouTube, share with all your friends, all this stuff. These are uh, updates about AI in Web3 that are very important, I think, very interesting as well. And so they're very consequential now and will be even more consequential in the future. So get on board, hit that subscribe button, follow, really does help me a lot. Let's grow this thing into something really special. Now, I want to talk about a few things today. I want to talk about investments in crypto via AI. I want to talk about SVM compatibility. And I want to talk about a thing that doesn't get talked about quite enough, which is enterprises creeping into this space. Maybe creeping isn't the right word for it. I think we can characterize it now as lunging into this space. So we'll start with that. Enterprises are lunging into this space, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. There are enterprises now that have realized that the tech stack that they already have built, okay, these are big conglomerates. Think about your Amazons, Microsoft, soon Apple, I'm sure, although I have very little visibility into what they're doing, as do most people. But you can't possibly think it's like you can't possibly think that there's no life in the rest of the whole universe. Only on Earth there's life. Give me a break. It's completely it's not plausible that that is true. Just as it is not plausible to think that Apple is not working on its own proprietary AI integrations. They're just going from scratch and they're going to do it all themselves. Uh, your Googles, again, I think I said Microsoft already, but I'll say them again, Microsoft. And everyone who trickles down from there, they're all getting into AI. They've built a tech stack that can support their own LLMs, their own databases. They have the data, they have the power, they have the entire physical infrastructure to power an AI powerhouse, and that's what they're doing. Look at Gemini, look at Llama, look at Azure, look at all of those integrations that you see from those enterprises are being done from internal, and that's kind of their prerogative. That's why they're an enterprise. And now they're realizing that in addition to harvesting billions of dollars from people like you and me and from major investors for what they've built already, they can get even more if they use it in crypto. They're here. They're buying Bitcoin. We know that already via ETFs. They're holding Bitcoin, either physical bit, not I'm sorry, not physical Bitcoin, actual coins or ETFs themselves. And then they realize that there's a lot of money to be made from being in crypto. And now they can do it. Now that's basically they can do whatever they want, crypto wise, holding crypto. So they're using the AI infrastructure that they've already built, or maybe I should backtrack a bit. They're using the technical infrastructure that they've already built that is probably the best in the world. Each of them have aspects that are the best in the world. They're applying that infrastructure to AI. It's a seamless transfer. They're building AI tooling, applying it to their own internal processes, then realizing that, oh, they can sell this as a product. Okay, so they do that. Then they see, oh, there are seamless integrations for AI in crypto. We can just build our own blockchains. We can help others build their blockchains with our existing products with very little lift on our end to make changes to what we already have. And it'll make their blockchains even better. And that's what they're doing now. It's happening. How do I know it's happening? Well, I can give you evidence of it now through this thing called ambient. The next thing I want to talk about is SVM compatibility. Now, ambient is this new L1. What it claims to be is an SVM compatible proof of work L1 supplying hyperscale verified inference on a 600 billion parameter model and its fine tunes. So it's integrating AI productivity with Bitcoin economics. We provide Bitcoin-like rewards for any node that infers, fine-tunes, or trains the network model, but with predictable profits because problems are non-overlapping, and the model architecture is fixed. Enterprise GPUs are not required. Transaction and inflation-based compensation, a better deal than any proof-of-stake network can provide. Happy miners equals great quality of service and happy users. that's a really well worded way of saying they are making payments fair, rewards fair for contributing to the system, especially this early. You'll probably be rewarded a lot in the midterm if you contribute to stuff like this early on. But first, this SVM compatibility. I want to say a year ago. No, we'll go 2 years ago. No one was talking about SVM compatibility. In fact, the conversation was about what happens if you are not EVM compatible. The conversation maybe 2 years ago was what happens if your network is not EVM compatible. Cosmos saved itself because it's EVM compatible. Solana could be killing itself because it's not. Hedera needs EVM compatibility in order to survive it all. Now I'm seeing more and more L1s are coming out of the box as SVM compatible, not as EVM compatible. This is an affront to EVM compatibility, more specifically to Ethereum itself. If there are people out there who think that Ethereum is fine, there's nothing wrong with Ethereum, everyone is going to be Ethereum compatible, and that's just the way it is, well, you're wrong. Okay, and this is not an endorsement of Solana. It's not a detraction on Ethereum either. It's an observation and a statement of clear fact. They're coming out of the box SVM compatible for a reason. I don't want to get into that, but you should keep your eyes peeled for that more, because I think we're going to see it increasingly over the next couple of months and years. So this ambient thing is backed by AI16Z. I'm not AI16Z. It's backed by the actual one, A16Z. Get ahead of myself here sometimes. But now the interesting thing is they only had a $7.6 million seed. That's really tiny. This is an AI project first, and then it's crypto. They are trying to do something here that's kind of different. Freed from model marketplace paralysis, Ambient focuses miners, users, and agents, that's AI agents, on a single ever-evolving LLM colossus. Evergreen knowledge, fine-tuned on-chain, auditable down to the logic, and optimized for utilization. No guesswork, no fragmentation, just raw IQ for your dApps. So essentially it's the blockchain learns, an agent or absorbs information, absorbs data, the agent is able to sort through it, turn that into actual actionable information, what it characterizes as raw IQ to make your dApps run even better. So that's like automatic AI integration for whatever you're building on this network. You don't have to build AI integration into your dApp anymore if you build on this network. That's what they're saying, and it's SVM compatible, meaning it's going to be easy to use with Solana, and that makes sense. Think about how powerful your trading bot is going to be when you fire this agent up that was made on Ambient. It's going to blow the socks off everyone. Now check this out. Again, we're going back to my boy Tang Yan. Haven't heard back from him about being on the show. Very sad. I hope he does get back to me soon. Pluralist HQ raised 7.6 million. Founders Fund and Menlo Ventures backed Prime Intellect 15 million. And Ambient 7.2 million in seed funding from A16Z. You don't need to make an AI project that gets $5 billion in funding before anything is even done with it yet. You can do it on what we would now consider a shoestring budget. And, well, I guess the results will speak for themselves. So this is something that I'm looking at, something I'm doing some investigating on. And I'd love to update you more about it as time goes on. Maybe I can get the founder on the show and we can chat about what exactly they're doing and how that fits into the AI ecosystem. And what I mean by that is how is what Ambient is building going to make what enterprises are doing and increasingly doing in the crypto space make them more money. Everyone is doing this to make more money, so let's find out how that's going to work. I'm very interested to find out more about this. We'll check back in with you later. Thanks a lot.